Here comes the most difficult part. Be very careful. Do not cut the shoot. Do not cut the shoot. You can see we broke the shoot here. We cut the shoot apart.
The Lunar New Year falls on the 12th of February this year. In the coming weeks, Explore Hong Kong will show you how locals celebrate and prepare for this huge festival. For today's episode, we will bring you to the flower market to get daffodil bulbs and show you how to grow it. Watch the full videos to learn more about the Lunar New Year.
This is the reason why we come here today, because we need to get the daffodil bulb and grow it in these few days. If not, it won't be ready and bloom during the Lunar New Year's. So let's look at the price. So for this one, there will be 10 bulb per box, 238. Some contains more with 20 bulb inside. And they also have these videos to show you how to grow it at home by yourself. We will have one video very soon too, so make sure that you watch ours on how to grow daffodil bulbs. So what I like about this shop is that they welcome you to take photos and videos. This is 215 and we'll get this one. So there's our 6 bulb inside. They even have a tips for you. 1月23號落水, that means you grow it on the 23rd of January. So this is their prediction so that it will bloom by Lunar New Year. Just now, they also gave us the instructions on how to grow the daffodil bulb at home. And also, this one is the 矮件素. In Hong Kong, we don't call it 矮件素, we call it 矮仔粉. That is actually the anti-gibberellin, so that the plant won't grow too tall, such that it looks better. This is 綠頭水仙, that means there are 6 inside, and it is called 雙托. There are 2 layers of petals, and 單托 means 1 layers of petals.
There is a saying in Chinese, 花開富貴. When flower bloom, it brings prosperity, wealth, and good fortune. We have to place the bulbs in water in these few days, hoping that they will be in full bloom on the first day of the Lunar New Year, such that we have a great start to the Year of Ox.
The tips that when you remove the net is that you remove it at the bottom so it will not damage the shoot. And when we buy it, you will look at the numbers of shoot that they have. It's actually not as heavy as I thought. So the more shoots, the more flowers there will be. Remove the mud right beneath the bulb. So this is the main reason why the bulb is so heavy. You can see that part of the bulb is still inside the mud. It's because the mud is really heavy. So after you remove the mud, you then remove the brown scale on top. And it is okay if you break it, pull it into the water and see whether it can bloom later or not. Usually it takes us around 21 days for the daffodils to bloom, but we have a relatively cold winter in Hong Kong this year. So my parents estimate that it takes around 25 days for it to bloom, a longer time. They have a very weird arrangement, so it is not easy for us to pull it into the pot. So we're going to remove this one. Okay, we failed. We want to remove one only, but we are going to remove the 3 of them. It looks very nice now. We are going to show you what to do next. This one got a lot of shoot. In Chinese, we call it chen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is how the base of the bulb is look like. Full of old roots and also thick layer of soil. You will need to use a cutter to remove the soil and also the old roots, such that the new roots will be easier to come out. You can see the comparison. This is after we remove the soil and also the roots. And the reminders would be, don't damage the new roots. You can see that it's yellow in color. If you damage it, then it will be hard for it to absorb water later. Here comes the most difficult part, is to cut the daffodil bulbs open. In Chinese, we call it 介水仙. Press against it. So when you press against it, you will find that there are parts that are softer. So you cut right here because this is the part that you can't find the shoot. And when it is much harder, this is where the shoot work. You can either use a knife that is specialized to cut the daffodil bulb. You can get it at flower market, or simply a cutter would do. So be very careful. Do not cut the shoot. Do not cut the shoot. We cut the shoot apart. And then you press against it so that it's easier for the shoot to come out. So let's have a look. You can see more shoot in the middle.
Next, clean the bulbs and put it into a bucket of water for 3 days and replace the water every day. When the roots grow out, put the bulbs into a pot. Add anti-gibberelli, 矮仔粉, that the shop gives you, and then water. Replace water every day, and we will update you on the growth of the daffodils on our Instagram. Subscribe to our channel for everything about Hong Kong. See you next week.